Hail and well met, comic book fans. It's me, your friendly neighborhood Christopher. Today we begin our journey through back issues that are contained in this comic book short box. You see, many years ago, one of my friends needed a safe place to store his childhood comic book collection. Well, I agreed to look after his books, and about a year ago, he was in a place to take them back. To my surprise, he gifted me with a box packed with back issues as a thank you for keeping his collection safe. In today's episode, we will take a look at the first comic in that box, and in future episodes, we'll look at the other comics in the box one issue at a time. Here we go! And the first issue is Star Wars Marvel Comics, issue number 1. So let's take a look at the history of how this comic book came to be. The first Star Wars comic book hit newsstands in early April of 1977. Unlike the movie that would premiere the following month, it quickly became an unexpected smash hit. Believe it or not, the road to getting Marvel Comics to publish Star Wars was as challenging as hitting the exhaust port on the Death Star. When Charles Lippincott, pictured here, was promoting Star Wars for George Lucas, he met with the president of Marvel Comics, Stan Lee. Historically speaking, comic books based on movies were not big sellers. Therefore, Stan Lee declined to publish the adaptation. Well, after their meeting, one of the writers for Marvel Comics named Roy Thomas, pictured here, persuaded Lee to agree to produce the series. In the contract, Lucas would not begin to earn any profits from the comic sales until 100,000 copies were sold. To everyone's surprise, that number was quickly surpassed in 1977. And after successful negotiations, more copies were printed. In fact, the sales of the Star Wars comic series were credited for saving Marvel Comics. The first 6 issues wrapped up the movie adaptation, but the adventures of Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Darth Vader, and the rest were nowhere near done. The series would continue until 1986, produce 3 annuals, a standalone Return of the Jedi movie adaptation in 4 parts, and 2 different spin-off series. The spin-off series were Droids and then Ewoks, which ended in 1987. With the original trilogy complete and no additional adventures in a galaxy far, far away on the horizon, Star Wars comics were a thing of the past until the early 1990s when Dark Horse picked up the rights. Eventually, as Disney began acquiring all things Star Wars, the franchise returned to Marvel Comics in 2015. Today, there are many ongoing comic series under the Star Wars banner, including Darth Vader, Bounty Hunters, Dr. Aphra, and many more. Before we carry on, please like and subscribe to this channel so that I know you'd like for me to keep making content such as this. Well, now back to the show. So what exactly is in the first issue of Star Wars from 1977? Well, first off, the issue is written and edited by Roy Thomas, yes, the same person that convinced Stan Lee to produce the comic book series. It's illustrated by Howard Chaykin and lettered by Jim Novak. In the first issue, readers learn of the Galactic Civil War, a cosmic force, the planet Tatooine, and many key characters, including C-3PO, R2-D2, Princess Leia Organa, and Luke Skywalker. We also meet Darth Vader, Governor Tarkin, and witness Imperial stormtroopers in action. And remember, if you read this in April of 1977, this would have been your introduction before the movie even hit the screens. So, later in that issue, we are introduced to Luke's friends in a scene that was cut from the movie. And then even Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru and that infamous blue milk made an appearance in issue 1. In addition, several alien species are introduced, including Jawas and Tusken Raiders. This first issue ends on a cliffhanger with Luke being attacked by a Tusken Raider. Interestingly, it isn't until the second issue that we meet Obi-Wan Kenobi, Han Solo, and Chewbacca. Readers won't learn of X-Wings, Y-Wings, and TIE Fighters until issue 5. Original copies of the comic can be pretty pricey today. Fortunately, fans can easily pick up reprints and graphic novels and even remastered editions of the early issues. So what's the takeaway? Tell us in the comments if you are a Star Wars fan and what you think of the original Marvel series. Did you have the first issue before the movie premiered, or did you pick up a copy reprinted years later? If you'd like to learn more about the original Star Wars series from Marvel Comics, check out Wikipedia and various comic book sites, and there's plenty of information out there. So until next time, may the Force be with you. Your friendly neighborhood Christopher is signing off.